That's funny. Um, I've never made a video like this, so I don't know how to go about it, but I just had an epiphany of the greatest thought and the most scary thought I think I've ever had as an adult. And it's that when I was a child, I used to read these books, these fantasy books, books like books like this. I still read them today. And I used to love playing these video games and seeing these TV shows of just all these crazy adventures where the protagonists and they were all just, it was so deep and scary. And as a child, I had so much fun being able to sit in my room or on the couch with my mother, father, whoever I was with, and feel secure in that time, and yet long for those adventures. And now that I'm an adult, I find that the way that I feel, it's so close to those adventures. It's so close to the way that I perceived those things as a little kid, so far away and so remote, yet something that I couldn't help being drawn to, as if there was some great meaning behind them. And now that I'm older, it's because when I was growing up, I always wondered why life couldn't be like that, why it couldn't feel more important and feel more like just important, you know? And now that I'm an adult, like I said a million times, I've just realized that I'm no longer a child. I'm no longer in that place where everything was safe and I was looking at the remote places like that from a distance. I'm in those places and I couldn't recognize it for the longest time that there I was, but there I am. And I realized today that it's not what I thought it was when I was a child. It is just as exciting in some ways, but it's also, you forget as a child those parts of the movie where they cry, or the parts of the book where everything just seems so helpless. And I'm in my own helpless situation as of right now, but having that realization helped me realize that, like those books, like those shows or the video games, where there is a place where you do have to fight and it isn't fun and it isn't pretty looking, it passes every single time. And this is a good thing for everybody my age who's just starting adult life, who's just starting to get into the real nitty-gritty things of adult life, that it does pass. Things do pass, and life does get better. And luckily, I've had the privilege and the amazing luck to have such a mother that gave me the knowledge of Jesus Christ and taught me that you can do all things through Him because He strengthens you. So these things go hand in hand for me, and I just made this video because it seems like relevant to more than just myself. That, you know, as kids, we all looked at that. Whatever we looked at that like, oh, it's so amazing and unobtainable. But in reality, it's here we are. Here we all are as adults now. And I mean, it's not about cartoons anymore. We're living that cartoon. We're living all of what we were raised with. That's precisely why we were raised with it, is because it taught us those things, and now we recognize them and make the choices, hopefully, that we're supposed to make, like, you know, Frodo destroying the ring, or, you know, Luke Skywalker fighting against the dark side. It's all relevant to our day now, and people can call you nerds or whatever, but you know what? That's our generation, so whatever. We need to stay positive, and we need to love one another, and we need to realize that we're all in this storybook together, and we're making our reputations, and we're making who we are in that book. So remember that the story is being written, and it can't be unwritten. Remember that you will be the enemy or you will be the good side, basically. And you have to choose that based off of how you see this world. And that's how I see the world, and it makes me want to be a Frodo, not a Sauron. So, you know, nerd, but just something from my brain.